I'm Abby with Crafty Corner, and we're here with Jenny from Crafter's Companion, and she's going to do a short demonstration on their new Spectrum Noir alcohol markers. Hi, Jenny.
Hi. Okay, here we go. This alcohol spectrum, I can't even say that, sorry. Alcohol markers, Spectrum Noir alcohol markers. What we have here is a line of markers that you get the vibrancy of markers, and at the same time you get the blendability of watercolors. And so you get two worlds all together. I like to start off with our numbering system and explain that to people so that they understand how to pick blending colors together. Our numbering system starts from 1 being very pale, 2 is a little bit brighter or more intense, 4 is even more intense, 5 is more intense. And so if you pick the same color family and you just use your number system, you know that you have a pale, a medium, and a dark. Does that make sense?
Very easy.
Very easy. And that's what Crafter's Companion was trying to do when they came out with this line of markers, is make it for crafters. These are markers for crafters, and so we want it to be simple for you to use and also very affordable. So the affordability is great. They retail for about $2 a marker, which is unheard of in the industry. It's wonderful. Look at her. I know, $2 a marker. And so it's very affordable. Also, not only affordable, but it's a good quality because, or good, they're refillable. And so every single marker is refillable, so it's a lifetime marker.
Oh, very nice.
Also replace the nibs. My little package of nibs is missing. But you can replace the nib, so if your nib wears out, you can replace the nib.
The nib is the tip of the marker? Sorry. Some people might not know what that is.
The nib, okay. And so we also have a chisel end for large areas, and we have a soft bullet nib for the smaller areas. When you're blending markers together, the lighter markers have more alcohol in them than the darker markers. So when you're blending together, you don't really use the blender pen. The blender pen is used more for correcting special effects and things like that. But when you're blending, you want to use a lighter color. So here I have a 1, a 4, and a 5. Where the 1 and 4 join together, I'm going to blend the two together with the lighter of those two colors. Where the dark and the medium blend together, I'm going to use what? The lighter of those two colors to blend them together so you can get a nice seamless blend with your colors. We're going to go ahead and color a little flower. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually color just one area at a time. What I like to do is make sure I color wet on wet. If you color wet on dry, what's going to happen is you're going to get like a watermark. This was already dry, and it's going to leave like a ring around it, and it's going to make a watermark. So if you use it already wet, and then you add wet, it's going to seamlessly blend together. Make sense? So here I am. Where's my little flower? I'm going to go ahead, and I like to use my big end, and I'm going to go ahead and color my large area in. It is fluid that I'm adding to paper, so fluid does have a tendency to bleed out a little bit, to go sideways a little bit. Wick, whatever you want to call it, it does have a tendency to do that. So allow for it. Remember, I'm going to add 3 more layers of ink on this. So my first layer, I'm going to leave a little bit of white around the edges. It's still wet. I'm going to take my darkest color now, which is a GB5, which is golden brown, and I'm going to add some shading in. So I'm going to add some shading in here. I'm just going to do the one petal for now, and so there's that. And now I'm going to go to my medium color, and I'm going to mix them together. So we have medium, and how you blend them together is because this has more alcohol in it than the darker marker, you're not going to want to go over all of the dark. If you do, you're going to dilute it all out. Make sense? So instead what I do is I just blend at the edge. Just overlap that a little bit and dilute that edge. And so it blends together seamlessly. Go a little bit on this here. And now I'm going to step back down to my lightest marker, and I'm going to blend this out. So I work that edge just a little bit. You can do circles or you can do little squiggles, however you prefer. And seamless. Now what I do is I go in and I fill in all my little white spots that I left. Remember, I left some white spots in the beginning so that it could spread a little bit. And there you go. Nice and smooth. and you have some highlights and some shading. So it's a very basic card, but let's go ahead and get started on that, okay?
Do you suggest when people are using the markers to use colors that are closer together, or can you blend things like orange and reds, or would you do like purple and orange, things that might be more contrasty? Do they blend as well, or would you suggest keeping them closer?
It's a personal choice. You can actually blend a yellow together with another color. Let me show you another little trick that you can do. You can basically take, hopefully these colors work, okay? What I've done is I've taken a dark green and I've basically scribbled it on this, on just an acrylic block. And now what I'm going to do is take a lighter color, and this is a yellow, so it's a completely different color family. I'm going to scoop into this, and now this is my paintbrush. My lighter pen is my paintbrush, and what I'm going to do, this has sparkle spray on it, we don't want to do that. Now I take my paintbrush and I stroke. And you can see that you get the green, and as you stroke it out, it becomes back to the original color. So it washes off, basically. You're not going to contaminate your marker by doing that if you clean your nib before you put the lid back on.
And how do you clean them? Just by continually? Okay.
Get it all off.
Perfect.
So it's very user-friendly. This is called palette blending, and it's really fun to get a lot of shading and shadowing that way, or highlights.
If you guys can see, I know she's got a couple flowers here. They blend beautifully together. And I want to thank you, Jenny, for showing us this. Here's a card if you guys can see with some blending there. Turned out very nice. They look like they're very easy to use.
They're very simple, and that's what the whole system was about. When she created them, she wanted them to be simple to use and easy to understand.
All right. All right, well, thank you so much, Jenny. Again, I'm Abby with Crafty Corner. Thanks for joining us.